Hi everyone, it's Andrea. I'm here with a quick tip for you to organize 1 square foot of your space. I'm going to show you how to use a really super simple system that you can apply to any area of your studio to bring more order to that area. Before we get started, I just want to point out I was able to install my shelves. They turned out beautifully. It was a little different configuration than I initially planned. I'll be sure to update you on the shelves and the other improvements that I'm making in the studio in my end of month studio tour. Please do be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so. And then without further ado, I am going to show you how to use a really simple process or methodology to bring order to any area of your creative space. All right, so shall we get started? Okay, so what we have here is a turnstile organizer. These are still available at the Michaels, and they are very useful providing that they are organized. So a couple times a year I need to tidy mine up, and I'm always amazed at the difference after I have everything sorted and organized. So something that is designed to be a super functional tool like this caddy could quickly lose its function if it looks like this. All right, so this is less than ideal. So as promised, I'm going to give you a very simple method to organizing any area of your creative space. The first thing that you're going to need to do is empty out the contents. Now you can sort these by purpose, or you can sort them by size, okay? So for me, it makes good sense to group like items together. So as I unload this caddy, I am going to be putting all of the scissors into one pile, and then I will be putting miscellaneous tools into one pile, rotary cutters into one pile. Things that maybe don't belong in here will go off to the side. Rulers. Okay, so I have emptied out my carousel and the 3 drawers that go along with that. It is pretty dusty in there, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a good shake over the garbage can and get some of that dust out. So if you had one of those little Swiffer dusters, you could put that down in there and get out those little bits of dust. Now that I have emptied out the carousel completely and sorted my items in a general fashion by similar types, right? So I have my scissors, my rotary cutters, my small tools, my large tools, and then a few assorted miscellaneous things. Then it is time to assign a function. So step 1 is to sort. Step 2 is to assign a function. So in this little carousel, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 zones that I could assign a function to. So the drawers are going to be well suited for small items, and you want to group those like items together. So I like to keep my measure tapes in one of these drawers, and then I also like to keep my extra needles in one of these drawers. I may also put these X-Acto knife blades in there because they will get lost. All right, then for the next drawer, I will put these smaller, I call them thimbles. I think they're called finger protectors. And then this button maker set, because these are all small things that could easily be misplaced in these larger compartments. And then I have one more drawer that would be really nice for my collection of seam rippers. I'm also going to put miscellaneous machine tools in there that I might be looking for if I had to take off my needle plate cover. So this will all be my little machine section. And then last but not least, I'm going to put 2 little extra bobbins in there. So now the drawers are filled. On this side, there are some little elastic holders that are wonderful for things like the seam rippers and the smaller rotary cutters. X-Acto knife, it holds it in there nice and neat, and then I can see it. I also like to keep a pair of tweezers nearby, and I actually have several different kinds of tweezers, so I'll put those there. I feel like this might be a good spot for this elastic threader as well. And you can see that's just all really visible and right along the side. And then the next most obvious thing to me to organize would be my little small snips will fit beautifully on these side hooks. And I have a nice collection. Okay, so now I have my small snips on the sides. Then I will move on to my bigger scissors. These will work really nice in these deeper front pockets of this, or front compartment. So I'm going to put in the non-fabric scissors in one, and then I'll put my fabric scissors that have been dulled and could use a sharpening, but still come in very handy when I'm cutting material that I think could dull my good scissors. So those will go together. Then I have my pinking shears. And then last but not least, I have my actual good sewing scissors. And I have 2 pairs of those, so I'll put those there. And then I have one more pair of specialty scissors, which I'm going to put with the pinking shears. And then I will find a home for my rotary cutters. And this longer one, I think might be nice over here along the side with its friend. And then I have my rotary blades, which I'm going to keep with the rotary cutters. And then I have some specialty tools. So this is great for installing snaps by hand. And this is a manual key fob press. So this would require longer compartments. And that fits in there beautifully. You see already the difference of sorting? It's tremendous. Then I use my hammers a fair amount. So you can put those there. I have another little pair of pliers. And then in the center, I am going to put my specialty rulers. And then I have a number of turning tools, and I don't really need all of these here, but I only use them at the sewing table, so I think I will just go ahead and keep them together. and put them in one of those remaining compartments. Then I have some extra clips, which will fit nice here. Some extra pins, which will fit nice here. And I have a little IKEA tool here, which I have no idea what that goes to. So I am going to put it in the sewing tools drawer because I will eventually remember what that goes to. And then last but not least, I have a big pile of glue here, and the only one that I might use when I am sewing is the E6000, but I do not think I will store that here anymore, so that's going to go in the doesn't belong here pile. Likewise, this collection of rubber bands that I have is going to make its way to the doesn't belong here, as well as the binder clip. And then I have a little bit of elastic, which I could also keep with the rulers. All that's left then is these little bits of Velcro, which I do in fact use at the sewing table. So as long as I could get those contained, and then I can put that right on the center there. Okay, so you can see how I use this simple process of sorting like items and assigning them a zone and discarding what does not belong to bring added function to my little spinny cart here, which will now live happily on my sewing desk. So I hope that process was helpful for you. If you did find it to be of value, kindly give the video a thumbs up, and please do consider joining us over at Studio 365. We're spending the whole year organizing our creative spaces 1 month at a time. So until we meet again, I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for spending this time with me today.